sweet mama, 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 sweet mama, mama, yeah, mama, sweet mama, mama, I will love you until the end of time. I will love you until the end of time. You are my heart. You are my backbone. I am what I am because I will love you until the end of time. I will love you until the end of time. You are my pride and joy, my precious joy, my reason for living, my ups and downs. I will love you until the end of time. I will love you until the end of time. Mama, sweet mama, 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 sweet mama, mama, yeah, mama, sweet mama, mama, I will love you until the end of time. I will love you until the end of time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this very special edition. Here, I want you to please share this show. This show is going to be dedicated to all of our mothers who have gone before. We will be celebrating to them. We'll be talking with a very special guest. So I'm going to give you time. I'm going to play Mama again one more time around just to be able to evoke their spirits. To be able to get into the mood where we honor them today and celebrate them. Of course, my name is Glennie Jean Jr., and I'm here on GeesBeeCee with a very special person on a very special Saturday, interviewing her on what it means to be able to honor our mothers who have gone before us. We'll be right back.
Mama, sweet mama, 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 sweet mama, mama.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome to GBC on this special edition where we're going to be honoring our deceased mothers. We're going to be talking with, of course, Anthony Moriah Yeakula. I am excited to have her here today. Under these circumstances, we still can be excited because we want to celebrate the homes, the homes of mothers everywhere, and even of mothers who have gone before us. So I want to say welcome to all of you. Please share the podcast. Maybe get some tissue. We'll try not to do that, but it's going to be a solemn time, and we are so excited that Moriah could do this, where we can honor. Of course, May is Mother's Month. We honor the legacy of mothers everywhere, and we also want to celebrate you if you're watching. We want to also send out hugs to you. If you've lost your mother, we want to hug you. We're sending some air hugs to you. We know it's not easy losing a parent. I still have my mother here. She's elderly. It's not easy. But I lost my dad. But today is not about dads. It's about mom. We want to celebrate mom. So I'm going to not hold you up, but I also want to pay homage to the songwriter and producer of that song, Miata Formula Ante Miata. That is her song. I have copyrights to all her songs. I can just pick anyone and play it because I'm my auntie. So to Auntie Miata, we want to say thank you for allowing us always to have an opportunity to use your music that speaks to the hearts of many. I also want to acknowledge the fact that these earrings that I have on were actually made by Agatha Joseph. I received it in the mail today. Agatha Joseph just have a small business, Awe. She makes earrings. So these are from her. I got 3 beautiful earrings. So go and patronize Agatha Joseph. She's our partner here on this platform, but she's not here today. So these earrings, if you like them, tag Agatha. Please tell Agatha that I wore her earrings today and I pay respect to her. I love them. You know, I love big earrings. And I really do love it. They compliment. The color actually does compliment me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking? Anyway, let's welcome our guests. Welcome, Moriah. You're muted.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I didn't
Yeah.
even know I was muted.
Welcome. It's an I tell you, you're one of my I mean, regardless of where we end up, whatever, but you're one of my favorite people. I admired you from a
Oh,
distance. I do love you. I love everything that you are. There's more to you that we have not met, and it's such an honor to be able to have an opportunity to talk to you today and to be a part of honoring the whole thing about honoring mothers who have gone before. So it's a pleasure of mine to
well,
have you. So
thank
so we're going
you.
to be talking about the Moriah, the other side of Moriah today.
Well, I do have to say though, thank you for the support. You're one person who's been very supportive in the background. A lot of people don't know, but I just
Mhm.
want to say thank you and
That's
for
okay.
always pushing me and word of encouragement here and there. And I just want to say thank you. It's
You're
not,
welcome.
always you get that kind of support.
Yeah, thank you. I will say we're not talking about fathers, but I will say when I lost my dad, and this is recognizing your father-in-law. When I
Mm,
lost my dad, I had actually gone to Liberia to bury my grandmother because my
mm,
mother was sick in a hospital here. And when I went there, in the process of burying my grandmother, my father died. And I had the
mm,
opportunity to go and meet Chief Justice.
yeah.
And he actually came to look for me. I felt so honored. But
Mm,
I think also it was because of who my father was. And so he stood by me throughout the entire process. I haven't had an opportunity. Yes, we communicate every now and then, but in this public manner, you being
yeah.
his daughter-in-law, I want to say thank you to him. Thank you for the hand he extended. Thank you for him just reaching out and showing me support during such a difficult time. I went to bury one and ended up burying 2 persons, but I want to say thank you to Chief Justice Korkpor.
No,
And at least I know your father-in-law.
you're right. I mean, that's who he is. He's a really, really nice, decent person. And I'm just honored. to be, his daughter.
So let's talk a little bit about Moriah. The
Ah,
the other side of Moriah that we don't know, not the political Moriah. Talk about the daughter. Let's talk about the daughter Moriah growing up in
mm.
Liberia.
Ooh, yeah. So, a lot of people who know me when I was much, much younger know me to be Mother Dear. And because they know me so I grew up in Logantown, Caldwell, New Georgia, Partnersville. Am I missing anything? Yeah, Broadville briefly. But yeah, so I grew up in those areas, but I spent most of my childhood in Logantown. I think I was in Logantown from like 4, 5 to almost 11, 12. So I spent most of my time in Logantown. So everybody who knows me from, that age and stage, they know me to be Mother Dear, because that's how my mom called me. That's my yard name. And my grandmother, I was named after my grandma. Her name was Moriah Seaton.
Mhm.
And so my mom named me after her, Mariah, but also the Mother Dear, like my dear mother. So my mom was the only child from her mother, but I never knew because she was so close to all her cousins. And then from her dad's side, she had several siblings, almost 10 of them. So I've always had my aunts and uncles around, but from her mother only had one child. So when she had me, after my grandmother died in 87, and I was born in 89. So she named me Mother Dear, like a dear mother. So everybody knows me to be Mother Dear. And so I grew up I've always been sharp and frisky. So,
And then not to even flip it, you also went to STC, so that even adds.
right, right, right. And I want to comment too.
Yeah,
But my childhood was really fun. And it wasn't, I didn't know I was growing up in a underprivileged neighborhood in Logantown, right? I didn't know that my mother was a struggling single mother. I know my dad wasn't there because he was married. After he and my mom broke up, he got married in the early 90s. But I didn't know, when you're a child growing up, you don't really know until you get out of that space and say, oh, we really were struggling. I mean, our house used to
yeah,
be living in Logantown. We lived latte yard, and we'd take the buckets and the dishpans and put it in the living room and in the hallway to catch the water. But it was like, okay, maybe that's what everybody do, right?
yes,
So
yes,
you
yes,
never really know. And then when it really rains, the backyard will get flooded and the water will enter the house, and then we gotta take the water to be scooping it out. And my aunt and I, my younger aunt who lived with my mom, and I were having this conversation the other day, and she's like, Mother Dear, we didn't know we were poor. I guess like we were struggling, but we didn't know. My mom, it was almost so much love in the home, and a lot of people lived with two families. My godmother, who was my mom's best friend of over 30 years, and she's like my aunt, my second mom now. And so the both families lived together. And it was just a big, you know, family of many in the three-bedroom house. I never had a room of my own until late. I think I was 14 or 13 when I went to live with my dad. Between 14 and 16 before I even had my own room. So I always shared rooms, always shared everything. But my childhood was really fun. I don't, remember going hungry one day, except during the war, which is a whole different story because we
yes,
couldn't
yes.
find the food. But my mom always, and Glenda, that's one thing. My mom and I were not really close until I graduated, I think, college. That's when we really bonded because she was stern. She was a disciplinarian. My mom was mommy Pepe.
Imagine
So,
you're living in Logantown with your mom, that mom and Pepe, and then your father is a lawyer.
at the time my dad wasn't a lawyer, but my mom was mommy Pepe. In fact, her grandma name is Ninamplu, but she is, as most people will know, from Maryland, Rocktown specifically, and she's Rocktown to the core because both her mother and her father were both from Rocktown. My mom's mom, my maternal lineage is with the Setons, and her paternal lineage is with the Bedels. And Rocktown is a family of five: the Setons, Bedels, Cullings, Appletons, I think, and Brownells. Yeah, so those five families make up Rocktown. So she's from Rocktown core and core. But she was underneath all of that, and that's part of why, I kind of have some of my mom's personality, because underneath all of that toughness and mommy
She's
pepe, and she
right.
was a kind, loving. My mom would give her last. She wanted to see everybody around her succeed, and that's, just she would just spread herself thin. She was I was the only child for 8 years, and I never felt like the only child, because she had my little sister when I was 8. I never felt like the only child, because we always had people around. I always had cousins around, her younger sisters around, family around. And that's what she was. She was the family person. She was the glue that kept the family together. So her passing was really, 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 really hurtful and painful to the entire family, but especially to me, because Glenny, my dad, God first, of course, my dad as well. I gave him credit, but my mom is the reason I am who I am, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah, outside of all of that, they say if you're a child and you don't ask if that your real ma, then they're not doing a good job.
Not good.
So,
When you ask it and you realize it.
yeah, when you're an adult, then you realize it, because when your children start asking if you're the real mom, then okay, I'm doing a good job too. But
Yes.
that's how, tough my mom was. I was not allowed to make anything less than 90. And
Wow.
when I make less than nine, because Meserado, my mom had me in Meserado, which is a whole different story. And it was at the time a very affluent school. It was run by the Tauberts or something, Meserado group of companies. They had an international school, and they had government official kids and Lebanese kids, and you name it, at the time, very expensive. But my mom invested in my education, and she said I would send my daughter to the best schools, because she had an opportunity that she couldn't make when she was younger. And she said, my daughter will have all of the opportunities available to her. So even if it costs me to sacrifice everything I have to invest in her education, I'll do that. So my mom was sending me to Meserado. I walked to school back and front. While other people cars were taking them, picking them up, I walked to school. And at some point she told me that, some of her friends said, what are you trying to prove? You sending your daughter to the rich people's school, you already, she was working with Minister of Health and with, MSF and other small health organizations, but she wasn't making much. But she saved all of her little coppers here and there to be able to send me to one of the best schools. And that gave me my foundation. I was in Meserado from nursery all the way to fourth grade. And so my mom paid my school fees up to the time my dad came from behind the lines, and then he started helping. But she invested. I never saw my mom wear coaching. My mom didn't build a house. All of her investments were in me, her daughter first, and then my sister came along. And so that's why it really hurt me that at the time she was supposed to start reaping some of those investments after I had gotten appointed as assistant minister. I was in law school about to graduate, and then she fell sick and passed. So that, in a nutshell, is, my mom. She was a good human being, a good human being. Pepe, but so
But
much
look at you
love on the
today. Look, I
other.
mean, look at the results of the peppering. Yes,
Yeah,
look at the
yeah.
results of
I,
the peppering.
I'm
So now
telling
we
you, man.
understand when more fire is out there, we know where it's coming from.
Yes. It's funny because Mr. Ogonti said on Facebook one day, he commented on my post. Something somebody said that I don't think they ever met your mom because you
Yes,
are.
they don't know
And I'm
it,
like,
but yeah,
yeah,
but there's something you said that's significant, and one or two of my friends that I was talking about is how our growing up was quickly snatched away from most of us because of the war. But we
hmm,
still pay homage to how we grew up. Listen to
yeah,
you talking about looking down, talking about at the time. Now you look back and say, oh, we were poor. But when you were living in the moment, you were living your best life because your parents made sure that what they were experiencing, the difficulties, it was not so apparent
yep,
for you that you
yep.
can appreciate. I was telling you, and it was like, well, on this guy was like, he was saying, I don't even have pictures. I wish I had pictures from growing up, but it
Yeah.
was snatched back, and we really appreciate the fact that you do. There's something with convent girls that are just fiery. I went to convent from first grade to third grade, but there's something thing about that school, that convent girls, they're so assertive that
Yeah, no, but
nobody
there
can take
is. It
them
is
out.
it's true, and it's also part of the nurturing. After
Yes,
I left school, I was supposed to go to convent, but then from Mesra to a Catholic school was a bit difficult, so I went to St. Edward's, which was in Town, for 2 years. I loved St. Edward's at the time, and then when I hit eighth grade, I went to convent. So I did convent from eighth grade to graduation. But the thing about the nurturing in convent, right? The way they treat us, there is I've been in a co-ed with boys, and I've been, of course, in convent, and there's nothing like some things you can do where boys are giving preference for certain things because they're not there. So if everything that has to be done, the girls do it, right? And
yes,
so you don't feel limitless. There's nothing you cannot do. And the whole point of sometimes you're in a co-ed school as you get older, especially as a teenager, in senior high, you start liking boys and you won't come to school a certain way to for this boy that you want in another class. It's not in convent. You're not trying to impress anybody because it's all
no,
girls. So you go to
yes,
school, you're there with your girls, and you just you and the fact that all these girls are together, it's inspiring each other. You are It's good competition. It's not toxic and
healthy.
negative, but it
Yes,
teaches you that as a woman, it's healthy. There's nothing you can do. And so they call us frisky for a reason. Because we're assertive, we're outspoken, we're taught to be that way and to act that way and to know that we're leaders. The
yes,
student council government of convent, it's all girls because it's all girls. If you say
yes,
leadership, I was president of the student council in my senior year. I was also captain of the debate in my senior year, and I editor of the press club. So I was in almost all the activities. But every student organization is headed by a woman, a girl.
yes,
So you start leadership at that point, and there's nothing like it. No, to be president, or the boys got to be president, or the boys got to be head of the debate team, or the boys got to be no. It's all girls here, and so as you get out of that space, you like said that I can do.
yeah, amazing, amazing. I used to live for and I was in convent in the 70s, but I used to be the messenger girl where when the meals come, I'll be there at 9 o'clock. Sister Marie will give me those meals to carry to each of the teacher, and that was something that you live for. It was not, like you said, it was not a competition. Even now today, convent girls, we may not see each other all the time, but once they say you're from STC, that connection is just there that you can't do without it. But let's talk about you. We've heard a little bit about your mom. I want to talk about you. And I don't know if you have a son, but I don't know if your mother was alive when you had your son. I want to talk about what did it feel like for you losing your mother, or
Yeah.
having your son and telling him about your mom.
Well, she was around. I had my 2012, and she was around for the first 5 years of his life. And Glennie, I tell you, he was the absolute love of her life.
Oh,
And funny story, my mom has two girls, and so when I got pregnant, I wanted a girl. I'm a girl's girl, so I'm just like, hey, now I want a girl. I went my first ultrasound said I was having a girl, and so I was so excited. The second ultrasound in the middle of the pregnancy couldn't reveal the gender because they said the baby legs was closed. So I was like, oh, but the first one said it's a girl, so it's a girl. So my entire pregnancy, I thought I was having a girl. And my mom always used to tell me, that girl you having, like one would take care of her. You see, I took care of her first. You better bring my boy. I ain't get a boy child, my boy child, you funny. I said, promise to having a girl. She said, I just tell you, say you got your girl, like say you broken, I won't take care of her. And so last my last trimester, actually, I was almost close to my due date. Went to the hospital, and my doctor, in fact, at this point now, my best friend, Rona, and other friends, they sent all girls things. We have bought all pink stuff, pink
oh
onesies,
wow.
pink dresses. I mean, everything was pink. Wait for my bag was packed. I was due August. My bag was packed. So I go for my last doctor's appointment on the 27th of August. So I was due the 20, but I already decided to have a matter of fact, the 24th, which was Flag Day, my mom and I were home. And I was like, "Ma, I think I should just go to the hospital and just give birth, like do a cesarean." And she said, "No, why would you do that with?" I said, "But I'm already feeling small contractions. The baby already full term. You know, we're laughing. She said, "No, just wait for the full term." And you got a doctor's appointment on 7 anyway. So you go there. I go to the doctor's appointment and it's meant to do an ultrasound. Do the ultrasound, go back and gave the report. The doctor looks at me and said, your, in fact, it was Dr. Jala, former health minister. She said, "Moriah, the boy is not moving." I'm like, "Who?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "What?"
Wow.
She's like, "No, the boy." I this time my mom finna telling me she going out of town because she had a trip. So what kind of Ministry of Health? Why don't she's going back? Oh, yeah, yeah. So my mom's not in town, but my back. And then I said, "I know, but it's a girl." The first ultrasound said it was a girl. The second, they couldn't see the sex. She's like, "Bro, you having a boy?" But sadly, the boy's not moving, so you have to make a decision. We have to do the surgery. And I'm like, "Okay, sure, fine. Let me grab my bag." So I go for my bag, and it's okay. And that's how. So when I called her and said, "Mama, they said the boy not moving. We gotta do the operation." She's like, "What boy?" And he said, "You haven't get?" I said, "No, every boy." She said she was so happy and she was so
Amazing.
excited that was a boy. I was like, "God answer your prayers and turn that gender around in my stomach." So she called him her diamond. And everybody in the yasa, she calls him my Andela need diamond, peaches, apple. You know, I said, "Don't." She's like, I said, "I'm you name calling anything else for me, diamond," and I will call him diamond. She called him diamond, and they were close. I mean, she literally took care of him because when I started law school 2 weeks after he was born.
Okay.
And so she was always up in the middle of the night while I was studying. They were very close, very extreme. Today, he still remembers his grandma, but that was the light of her life. And that woman prayed for her boy child until
Yeah,
they turned gender. I mean, somebody.
she got it. She got it. So let's talk about
Yeah. So it was really,
let's
it was happy
yes, the
having her
internet is
there, in the first 5 years. Like,
yeah. Let's talk
yeah, for
about
some reason,
yeah. Let's talk about your wedding. So you're planning your wedding. Your mother is not around. How did you survive it? How did you keep going? Keep on going.
huh? Glennie, there's certain times in your life, and this is not just for mothers, even parents, fathers. Look at her. There's
Mhm.
certain times in your life that you really want your parents to be there, and
Yeah.
that's what also hurts about death because they're not there. In certain important moments, graduation, weddings, when you give birth, your child's birthdays, just big events in your life that you wanted to be so proud of everything. And this was one of those moments because before she passed, she knew my now husband, of course, loved her. And he tells me that she literally turned me over to him and said, "Take care of my daughter," because she
Oh.
was sick. As most people know, she had breast cancer and she
Mhm.
was fighting for her life. The doctors had told us she had little time to live. So it was a really tough period. But he tells me that she told him, "Take care of my daughter." And so I feel like she knew that we would eventually end up together. Up for a couple of years and came back together. It was really, it was bittersweet not having her around for that moment that she knew, I guess, would happen. And that was tough. There were days that I would cry during the planning process. "Oh, I wish my mom was here." And he would say, "It's sure, yeah, you make love and that." Right? But I didn't do this. "No, mama, I'm not doing it. Do that. No, mama, I'm not doing it. But then he can listen to me. And she'll want to invite the whole world.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but it was very bittersweet. And I found comfort in my aunt, Auntie Dinah, who's my mom's younger sister, and she's like my second mom, has been there forever. And my best friend, Auntie Jamba, they all really put their hands around me. And Michael's mom, my husband's mom, who was not in like at the time, but we talked all the time, and they really wrapped their hands around me and was very supportive and helped me to get through that. But it was tough. It was really
Yeah.
difficult, and I could only imagine her being there and giving the process, all the making flour with milk flour and butt heads for things that it would have been her wedding. I promise you, Glendy. I would have
Yes.
just shown up as the bride, but it would have been her wedding, and she would have been in it to her neck,
Yes.
and would
But I
be
want
making flowers up to the day of the wedding
yes.
because I wouldn't want to do the things that she wanted to do. But I had to also memorialize her during that period.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'm glad I was able to do, especially on the day of the wedding, I woke up that morning when because the whole week was quite busy. We had the bridal shower and everything, and I woke up like 2 days before the wedding. But I woke up the morning of the wedding, and I was so yes, I did that for bouquet. So that was one of the other ways that I memorialized the picture that you put up. I got that off of Amazon actually because I'm thinking of ways of doing it. There was a bouquet pin to walk down the aisle with her, which I did. I also had a yes, that's the bouquet. And to those watching, I know you wouldn't like this, but
Oh
I gotta
Lord.
say
Oh
that
Lord.
bouquet was paid for by Glendy. And I remember one day she came to my inbox to say, "Hi, what can I do? Please allow me to do something for the wedding. Have you got bouquet paid for?" So I actually ended up with two bouquets because we already had one. And she's like, "I need to get a bouquet." The good thing was the bouquet was in the flower mom love. Those are her favorite colors, the
Amazing.
green and white. So Glendy, thank you. You know, a lot of people know this, but that bouquet, that's what we put the pin on. And short story, I was running late and we left this bouquet in the church, in the hotel room. And so I walked out of the church room. So I had to walk in with another book with the first bouquet we got because this one had been left in the hotel room. And I said, I'm not walking down the aisle. If they don't bring the bouquet, I'm not walking down the aisle. I want my bouquet. My mom is not bouquet. And please, please walk down the aisle.
Oh,
We'll bring the bouquet.
that's amazing.
And
That's
you
amazing.
walk out of the church with it. Yeah, so if you see when I was going to the church, I'll probably find that picture. It was a different bouquet, but then when I was coming out during the service, they finally brought the
You
bouquet
had
and
her
I
with
had to
you.
walk
Yes.
down the aisle with her.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah, I
Beautiful,
had her with me. So
beautiful.
that was one of the ways I memorialized her. Yes, then we had the sign that said, "We know you'll be here if heaven wasn't so far." So it was sitting right next to me. So I kind of needed her next.
Yes.
Yes, that sign. Um, right next to me. So I had her with me the whole time. And then that morning, I actually went to her gravesite. I woke
Yes.
up and I was just unsettled. Glendy, I was just unsettled. And my mom is buried all the way in Broadville. And we're in Congatine. I said, I'm going to this. It's like, you got to do your hair, you got to do makeup, you got to do this. I am going. And I went to her grave. My best friend, who was my male friend, she said, let's go bury you. And I cried. Glendy,
Yes.
I cried. It's almost like everything that week that I was carrying, I just cried and I felt peace. After that, I'm like, let's do this. But it was a tough, bittersweet day. And I was glad I was to go
Yeah.
see her morning and say, I'm doing this, you're not here, but I know I got your blessings. And
Yeah.
that's why I try to do that with every important moment. Every do, Glendy. I always go to my mom's grave and have a conversation with her about it. And sometimes I'll be laughing with my now husband and say, I can go to my mom's grave if talking to her. If she ever responded to me, I'll even listen to her because she always said I never listen to her.
I'm
So
listening to her right now. I need to hear her
I wish
talking to
she could
me.
respond.
Yes. But I think
And
that
I will
was
listen to her right now. But
I think
that
it was
was
beautiful for you to memorialize her the way you did, for her presence to be felt. And I'm sure everybody in that church or even at the reception knew that your mother was there. And I'm sure I think I think it was
Yeah.
peaceful for you to be able to go to her grave before the ceremony. It's just to let it out. So I watched that, and I thought it
Yes.
was an amazing thing to do that. And I want to also honor her legacy. For me to be a part, that I was a part of the program. But I want to say, she's not here. But
Yeah.
any mother seeing what you did on that day would be honored by what you've done. So let's talk about this program that's coming up on the 26th of May. Tell us,
Yes.
I saw it, and that's why I reached out. I saw this post in my head. I was like, wow, that's an amazing thing to do, and I hope it
Yeah.
continues. I hope this is something that people, and this is something that people can go to and claim, because I think no one understands how another person feels about a loss. I don't think anybody understand. Anybody who has a dad don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what I feel about losing my dad. Even though there was no sorry can ease my
Mm-hmm.
pain about losing a dad. So I think the fact that this program will be
Mm.
starting May 26th, reminiscing a Mother's Day memorial. I want us to talk about it because I want Liberians who's watching, and even if you're not in Liberia, if you can purchase a ticket, I'm sure I'm going to purchase my ticket. I still have my mother, but I want to be a part of that program because I think it's gonna give people who've lost their mothers some peace. Just to be in that space with
Right.
everybody have that one thing in common. So talk to us about
Yeah.
this program.
No, thank you, Glendy. Sometime last week, I barely take naps because I'm so busy during the day. And for some reason, I slept during the day, and then I woke up 2 o'clock morning, and I just couldn't sleep. And I was up. I was like, this is weird. But then during that time of me being up, I first I because sometimes when I wake up in the morning at this odd hours, I'm like, maybe I'll wake up to pray and I'll just pray. But then I started thinking of, Mother's Day was coming up, my mom wasn't around, and this is a constant thing every year. Mothers come up, people are celebrating their mothers, and your mom's not around. And that's like, this is something that a lot of people go through. And I just thought, so what if we did this? What if we actually had a Mother's Day event to, honor the memories of our mothers, especially those of us who've lost our moms or mother figures, sometimes grandmoms. Some people are raised by their grandmothers or the aunts or the foster mother. So any mother figure in your life or someone you call and consider mom, when you lose them, it's really tough. It's one of the hardest, and I think it also applies to dads as well. It's one of the hardest things you ever have to go through. And so the next day, that morning, they posted on Facebook this idea like, what if we did, a Mother's Day memorial for moms who we've lost and just honor their memory and, talk about them and celebrate, cry, laugh, all of these things that we want to do, with them and they're not here. What if we did that together? And a lot of people started coming, yes, let's do this, let's do this. And then we talked about the ticket prices and it was like, oh, 35, 50 stuff. So I said, look, I'm going to take the leap and do this. And that's how we came up with this and said, the first one is the first of its kind. We're hoping that we can do it every year because every year is Mother's Day
Yeah.
month, Mother's Month we have to observe. And so, given how this will go, we've gotten some good feedback. Quite a few people have gotten tickets. It's okay if it's a small event because there's intimacy around it and some kind of
Yes. Yes.
solemnity, but it would be good if we have more people show up as well. So we're encouraging people to buy tickets. The tickets actually covering food. We can charge $20 per person for food and drinks. So it's costly, and that's really what we're also going to do. A candle vigil. We'll have people light candles in honor of the moms. We're going to do tributes or memorializing the mom. Have people come up and talk about their mothers, as we've done. They're pretty much who they were, what they did, what they keep them, their memory, their legacy. We'll also have a spiritual father, mother, someone talk to us about grief,
Mhm.
and how to live with grief, because it's not something you get over, it's something you live with. So we're
Yeah.
going to have some motivational talk from someone from spiritual background. We're also going to do a TED talk, which is really a short video on mothers and others who've lost their mothers before and what it meant for them. And then we're going to have some music. We're going to have what they call poetry, spoken word. We're
Yes.
going to have one gospel performance. One of our gospel singers, musicians, going to perform for us, and we're going to play songs that our mothers used to love.
Oh,
So we're going to play those songs, whether it's gospel songs, whether it's cultural songs, whether it's, so every when people buy tickets, we ask them to send a picture of the mom and their favorite song. So we're compiling all of those, and we're going. So it's really going to be an evening of, tribute songs, poetry, spoken word, things like what would mother say, and then have people around the room go up and say what would my mother say, just things to memorialize them and have a good time. Yes, we'll cry, I'm sure we will, but we'll also laugh, we'll also dance, we'll eat, we'll drink, and we'll have a good time, because at the end of the day, that's what they want us to do. They want us to also celebrate and not always mourn them and grieve them. But that's
yeah.
the whole point and essence of this. It's not to make money, it's not a money making thing. It was just an idea I had, and I said, "Look, let's do this." And a lot of people said, "Let's do it," and so I'm looking forward to it coming up on next Sunday.
Yeah. And
It'll
I
be
want
at
to,
Sam's Barbecue at Corona Hotel.
okay.
If it's right at 24th Street. We get more people, we use the bigger hall. If we don't get a lot of people, we use the smaller hall upstairs. But it'll be
Oh,
at Sam's Barbecue.
amazing. And people, you who are watching, this, I think this is a good thing. This is also, and even if people, if you still have your mothers alive and you want to go and lend a hand, lend a hug, it will be something to go
Yes.
through to be able to say that. Let me just read some of the comments here from Jaja. It's saying,
Yes.
um, hold on. Grieving has no time frame. An initiative like this should be embraced, honored, and occurred annually. Perhaps it could turn into a national day of healing to celebrate our mothers who have lost their loved ones. Beatrice Gray is saying display the pictures of the mother on the screen as their favorite songs play as a memorial.
Yes.
Kristen Ladner is saying great idea. Can we
Right.
buy tickets? Can we buy tickets? It's Christine question. I'm going to
Yes.
buy one ticket already. I know.
Yes. Can.
Yes. So how
You
can we
can
buy
buy a
it?
ticket. What we're also pursuing, the mobile money numbers are on the flyers. So below you see two. One is orange and one is Lone Star. The mobile money and orange money. So we're using that for that. I know you guys do that. If I guess I don't know people from the US if they can do mobile money. If they can't, we can do. I guess I would have to do
Well, we can
Zelle.
do
I
mobile
haven't
money.
really
I mean,
thought
some
about that
people,
as much. Yeah, yeah, they can do mobile money from the US. Okay, so those are it. And then yes, that's why we're asking for the pictures as well. So as the songs play, because if everybody have the opportunity to do a tribute to the mom, so
Mariah,
right before they do it,
the
the picture will be on the screen.
you want to give me the number? Let me pin it. I should have. Do you know it offhand?
Yes, let me text it to you. The number
Okay.
right on the ticket, but let me send it to you.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yes, let's.
so before they come up to talk about their mom, we'll put the picture on the projector and play the songs that they send us. And let me send it to you now, Glendy. 190. That's the Lone Star one, and then the that is 377 66 35 345 and the orange. Orange money. Okay. So those are the numbers. Yeah, so that's we also trying to, and it's open to people who still have the moms alive. You can even come with your mom. Maybe it's an event that will also help you to appreciate still having your mother around more.
Yes.
So it's not close to people who have their moms alive. If your mom is still alive, you want to come with her, you can come with her. You can still have the opportunity to celebrate her there. But it's not close to people who still have their moms alive. If you want to send someone from the family on your behalf, if you can't make it and you want to send someone else from the family on your behalf, that's fine. The tickets are transferable. Once you buy the ticket, you can give it to anybody to come. So that's also open. It's just something open to everybody. Come and let's celebrate the memory of mothers we've lost, especially this Mother's Day month. Because most of the events we have in Liberia around Mother's Day, they're all for mothers who are living. And
Yes.
so when your mom is not alive, like me and many others, it's very tough. I remember there was a Mother's Day event a few years ago that I wanted to go to, but people were with their moms. And I was like, mm,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I don't want to go there and break down and start crying. so,
But Steffi is
so
asking.
that's why I think it's important for those of us.
Yes, Steffi is asking if they were to purchase tickets, how would you get the picture?
Oh, the ticket has a WhatsApp number, and it's my WhatsApp number. And the ticket has a WhatsApp number that you can send the picture and the music to. The reason I didn't put on the flyer is because the flyer is all over, so I didn't want
Yes.
my WhatsApp number on the flyer. But the tickets have the. So once you make the payment, we'll send you the tickets, and it has
Mhm.
the WhatsApp number to send the picture and
Yeah,
the flyer
and then
and the music.
you'll be able to send your picture. But Moriah, I want to compliment you for this idea. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's something where we can be able to connect with you, or we will still have our mothers alive. We can extend a hand of love. We can say we understand. We may not be able to know how you feel, but we want to stand with you in this difficult time that you don't have your mother. So that's why I thought it was a beautiful idea for us to talk about. Because and I hope people out there, you know me, are quick on stealing something. Come June when we're doing Father's Day, you never know.
But I want to do that too. No, I'm serious, Glenda. If
Yes,
this goes well, which I pray and
yes,
hope it does, June would do one for Father's Day. And
that
I
would
think
be
it's
amazing.
important. Yeah, June would
Yes.
do one for those who love
I
my
think you
dad
should
is
just
not
do,
around,
since you have
so would
mothers,
do.
don't leave the fathers out.
Yes,
I think you should
yes,
do that.
yes.
Yes.
Would do
So
one
that we
for
know
Father's Day.
every year we look forward to it. And I
Yes,
also think that it shouldn't just be for mothers and for people who have lost, because we have to be able to go and show that we
right.
love one another, that we're
Yes,
concerned about one another. So
yes.
even if you have your parents
Still
alive, you can
alive.
still do
Yeah,
your
you can
part
come with that.
and still support it. It's not expensive. Like
Yeah.
she said, $50 a ticket. I'm sure you can purchase one. Make the
Right. And
sacrifice
there's
to
also
support and to
for
love.
others the two tickets. There's $35 and there's $50. So the $50 we do your reserve seating and give you like a memorabilia. So we're doing stuff that you can take away with you. So
Yes.
those for those who pay the $50, that's because we want to add some value to it. The
Okay.
$35 is also an option. It's regular ticket, so you can pay 35 or you can pay 50. That's completely fine. Like I said, it's
Yes.
not you know a fundraiser.
That's
It's just
amazing.
the cost. And yeah, it's important because if we get more people pay and stuff, we can cover the cost before the event. If not, we'll have to dig into our pockets. And like this is like people that last minute to turn things. I'm
Yes.
saying
Yes.
okay, maybe this week we'll have more people coming, but if not, we'll have to dig into our pockets and cover the cost. And I really wouldn't want to do that, and that's why it's important that we do the ticket sales so that we're able to cover the cost from the
To
ticket
know what
sales.
you're doing.
It's going to
And
be
then
a really
also based on how it plays out, or how it's successful, will also really help the fact that you want to do something for Father's Day. I think
right.
I think I have a mother, but I don't have a dad, and I would really love if something was done. I wish I was in Liberia. I would definitely be attending, because I tell you, the clothes my father died in, I still have them here with me in a bag. I still have that, being able to go to them. I still have his phone, his glasses. I have everything tucked away. So I think it would be a good thing, and I want to encourage people in Monrovia, in Liberia, to be a part of this. So be show some love to our sisters and our brothers who have had their mothers gone. They say we love you. We're concerned about what you're going through. And Mariah, I wish this program all the very best, all the very best. So we'll take some closing comments from you, and thank you to everyone who's been watching. There's a program in Monrovia on next week Saturday. We'll share the flyer. We'll share the mobile money is spin. Yes, you can send wave, Christine. You can send wave through with the number, and the person will get it. Let's honor our mothers who've gone before. Let's take on a different leave. Let's look at life differently. Let's be our brother's keeper, and be a support to one another. So I wish you all the best. I know your mother is proud of you, as I am proud of you, for all that you've been able to accomplish. We've been able to see the daughter side today.
Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Granny. And it's really something that one of the things I try to do is normalize people just grieving their loved ones publicly. We don't really do that. And for those who follow me on Facebook, I always talk about my mom. I
Yes,
always grieve my mom. I always remember my mom, whether it's birthdays, whether it's decoration day, whether it's Mother's Day, whether it's my little sister as well. Anything that's happening in the family, we always tap into her. If you come before I got married, and even now after I've gotten married, the picture of my mom that we used at her funeral, the big picture in the frame, I have it, um, in my house. So it's so funny that every morning I wake up, it's one
you
of the
get to
first things
see
I
her. Yes,
yes. And my husband has been gracious enough, like even in our house now, we still have it there. It's right there, so it's almost like we got a console table under it with pictures of her, and then the big picture. And that's the first thing that Dapo will see when he comes out of his room. That's the first thing I see, and it's always to keep her going. And one of the things that
a
I didn't
present.
mention is when she got diagnosed of cancer, we really got hard time trying to find information about cancer treatment in Liberia. Like where should
Hmm.
she get tested? Where could she get treatment? What hospital was offering chemo? What hospital was offering radiation? All of these things, and we had to end up sending her to India, and she was there for like 8 months, 9 months. But during that process, I even spoke to some of my colleagues and said, if I, at the time was assistant minister, was having difficulty just getting basic information on cancer care and treatment in Liberia, imagine others who don't have access to any information, right? So
Yes,
we formed the Liberia Cancer Resource Initiative, LCRI. And so today it's one of the leading cancer nonprofit organizations in Liberia. And if you follow the annual cancer walk every year, LCRI has been doing that annual cancer walk, sometimes in collaboration with Ministry of Health and other partners, Royal Hotel, the Army, the AFL, because Prince at the time was also part of the organization. So that's also for me part of keeping her alive, that her
yes,
death was not in vain, and that if we can help other people, dealing with breast cancer and other cancers in Liberia, to get some kind of treatment or care or information, resources on how to go about dealing with this disease, it's worth
yes.
doing that. And I didn't want to name it in her honor to say Helena Bidel cancer, whatever, but I said, and everybody who knows. And, but because when I got into politics, I had to step back from it and say, what? This is so important. It's so sacred. It's so um, close to my heart. I wouldn't want politics
To
affecting
take
it.
over it.
And
Yes,
so I stepped back and had the other co-founder run it and said, I'm going to step back. But every time I see LCR, do something, whether it's awareness or
it
screenings or
reminds you.
testings, I know that this is something that was birthed out of a really bad situation, but it's being used for good. So
That's
as long as I live, I'm going to memorialize my mom. I'm going to keep her alive. Her name is going to be alive. And whatever I can do to help others who've lost their moms to just see purpose out of the pain. It's something that we all really should do. And when we have the opportunity to celebrate them, to talk about them, to honor them, the memory, their life, we'll do it. And I think Sunday's
Yeah.
event is really about that.
Yes, I think it's gonna be a great thing. I like that you talk about your mom's picture. So there's two people that I've lost that I keep them. There's a sacred place in my home for them. My sister, I were two from my mother, and I lost my sister in 2005. There's a chair my sister used to love to sit in that no one touches that chair in this house. It's just
Yeah.
there. No one sits in it. No one does anything. Is in a corner, and then there's a corner where my dad's picture is that
Yep.
I see every day. I see the chair and I see my dad. So it's hard to grieve. It's so hard to grieve, but we want to be able to we want to support this idea to bring peace to identify with Liberians who people in general, not Liberians, but people in general, men and women who've lost their mothers. So Moriah, we wish you all of the peace. We wish the
Thank
program a
you.
great success. We'll continue to
Thank
share
you.
and talk about it. And folks,
Thank
if
you.
you're watching, the least you can do to be supportive, even from a distance, you can purchase a ticket at $35 or $50. You can send if you want to memorialize a loved one. You can send it once you purchase the ticket. You get the next steps on what to do. But thank you so much, and extend my
Thank
greeting
you. And
to your husband.
if you, I will. And for those watching, if the information is not too clear, feel free to send me a message on Facebook. I don't really check my messenger a lot, but I will check it this week specifically.
Yes,
So send me an inbox message, and I'll respond to you immediately and help you get your ticket. And you can, of course, I see a question about sending someone to represent you. Yes, you can send a family member if you can be there to represent you. The tickets are transferable, so you can send a family member to represent you. You can pay for your mom, your grandmother, your aunt, any mother figure that you lost. And if your mom is still alive, also you want to still be a part, join us.
yes,
You can come with your mom as well. It will
yes,
definitely help you appreciate still having her around. I promise
yes,
you.
definitely. Definitely reaching out to us. So thank you, Mariah. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful
Plenty, for
weekend.
having me.
Look
Thank you
forward,
so
look
much.
forward to seeing pictures from the program.
Yes,
Look forward to us selling to this show selling out.
yes.
Everybody watching, we want to encourage you to please go purchase a ticket. Let's extend love. Let's extend a hand. Let's do what we can to
Thank
celebrate our
you. Thank you
mothers
so
who've
much.
gone before. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You're, you're welcome. So there you have it, folks. We just talked to Mariah, a new program that they're starting next week, Saturday in Monrovia, Liberia. They're going to be celebrating mothers that have gone before their mothers. So if you're here and you're watching, if your mom is still alive, you want to be able to extend some love. We want to encourage you to purchase a ticket for this program. It's called Reminisce Mother's Day Memorial. Is next week, Sunday, May 26th. It's at 5 p.m. It's at Sam Barbecue Hall. You can also reach out to Moriah Yeakula if you have questions on what the program is going to be. That we want to encourage you. Please go. Yes. Thank you, Carmen, for watching. And and of course, and I hope Canada Huff, definitely you will be it will be good to go to celebrate and to know and everybody who's watching. It's a difficult thing. I lost my dad, and I tell you, it's difficult to mourn, it's difficult to grieve. And sometimes you don't have the space. Like one of the things Mariah said was, we want to normalize people being able to cry openly. If you miss a parent that have gone, you don't want to be embarrassed from grieving. But I think that space will just be healthy. And so that's why we felt it necessary to talk to Moriah today about this new initiative to be able to celebrate mothers who have gone before all of us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for always being here. We wish you a very good weekend and happy Saturday to all of you. We'll see you as we go off. I'm going to play Ente Miada's song, Mama, in honor of all mothers. as we're approaching the end of May, we want to celebrate all mothers. And if you're watching, you've lost your mom, I hope you can feel me hugging you. I hope you can feel my hug. I hope you can feel my love. It's not easy. I don't know what you go through. I don't know how difficult it is because I still have my mother, but I've lost my dad, and it's tough. There are some days where I want to just yell out to him, and I just want to tell him, and I want to appreciate the love that he showed me that I haven't seen anybody showing it to me. But he's no more. Death is so permanent. It's so permanent in the physical, and it's difficult. And to all of you watching, I say, have my deepest sympathy. But hey, we love you. We want to celebrate our mothers that have gone before. This is Sumiata Family. This is her song, Mama. Thank you for watching.